Hello and welcome, Gemini, to your June blessings. So happy birthday, Geminis. Let me tell you, your moon cycle, your new moon energy has been quite challenging to many of us. So I'm curious how it's going for you. Let me know in the comments below. Keep in mind that these are collective in general. Receive what aligns, release what doesn't. Never give your power away to a reading or an outcome. You're a conscious creator and you shift and change your timeline with your free will choice. So getting into this, Gemini, we're going to start with the affirmation energy, okay? We have, I slowly breathe in and out, and I find myself relaxing more and more with each breath. We have, I relax all my neck muscles, and I let go of any tension in my shoulders. So conscious breathing could be very helpful for you. Mindfulness practices, mindful breathing, exploring that. Keep in mind with affirmations, obviously that's a long one, right? But relaxation is important for you in June. Finding those practices, maybe even if they're like fast practices that help you to relax, right? And keep in mind with affirmations, it's important that you really connect with and believe in them. So always shift and change the affirmations to align with what feels natural for you, what feels best for you. So we also have the energy coming through for blessings for you, Gemini, of stop and ground, okay? So make sure you're taking time to ground your energy. Be present, right? Be very conscious with the breathing that you're doing, right? With those mindfulness practices, okay? Maybe this is a message that this Gemini moon energy is definitely, a bit overwhelming for some of you, but grounding is really important. Grounding is important in our spiritual practices. It's important to be present, right? And in the previous message last month, you had that message coming through about living, from more of an opened, aligned heart space and that creating miracles in your experience. And that's something, that is really powerful here for you here, Gemini, okay? Especially since, you probably are spending a lot of time within your mind, but that grounding energy helps you become present, be aware of your surroundings, connecting with your senses and really ground yourself into your experience, right? The other blessings that we have coming through are peace and surrender. So again, you have that energy coming through of the natural world being very supportive, beautiful spaces, finding peace, okay, peaceful practices, and then the surrendering is just letting go of that which you can't control. Releasing, breathing out, again, taking in the beauty that's around you, especially if you're living in your head all the time, you might miss these magical moments, like a deer walking by on the path, or your connection with source energy, your connection with nature. So we have you surrendering to peace, okay, which is really beautiful here. And that natural world, again, being very supportive of you. If you are appreciative of the natural world, you kind of get to see into these magical and beautiful realms. You get to see like worlds within worlds. You get to see different energies within nature, okay? And since you're opening up your heart space, you might be seeing more of like that love and that peace and that harmony all around you, and that's bringing in blessings. Some of you, again, just like taking that time to go spend time walking through the forest, or sitting by the water, or sitting by a beautiful tree that's in bloom and just taking in like the fragrance of the flowers. It's a beautiful experience, and letting that uplift you, letting that help you to relax. So nature is very supportive of you and bringing in those blessings. The other blessings we have coming in are, your blessings mainly, Gemini, are about connection. It's about connection with the natural world, connection with people around you, your connection with healing, okay? When we get into some other blessings we have blessings coming from professional assistance. So you could be aligned with the right professionals that assist you with some sort of challenge or obstacle or some sort of goal in your experience. We also have people, new supportive connections coming in for you here too. So it feels like you're ready to align with new energies. You're ready to align with, supportive connections. This could be networking connections, connections with your career, connections with your business. This could also be connections to assist with healing. I'm getting nutrition coming through very strong for you. The reason I say that is the surrender energy. You have surrender coming through twice. So you definitely are learning to release control, release what's outside of of your control, and that can be a great relief. But we have also surrender to complete healing, open fully to be the loving, compassionate, open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Okay, so you're again opening up that heart space in that energy within your heart space and aligning with that in May, and then in June you're surrendering to receiving that love, right? And then you also have the supermarket coming in as a place that can bring in blessings, grocery shopping, variety of products, fresh produce. So for some of you, it's like the quality of your food that you are going to be purchasing is going to be bringing in blessings into your experience. There's just this shift or change. It could be, definitely in your nutrition here. I don't know why I'm getting that, but for some of you, it's like you're working with a nutritionalist or you align with a professional that's assisting you with your health goals. And it's kind of changing your lifestyle, but it's a really positive thing here for you, Gemini, okay? It could be a tiny little tweak. It doesn't have to be a huge thing, but it can make a big difference for you in a positive way. We also have the forest cabin, secluded retreat, cozy fireplace, remote getaway. So maybe spending some time resting, recharging, being in a place of, self-reflection, or it could be some holiday, but there's a sense of getting away from all the busyness of the world, just to enjoy the cozy, just to enjoy that space and time, to rest, to recharge, to, reflection is coming through very strong here too for you Geminis. We also have the mother energy, selfless love, nurturer, source of life, maternal, patience, and comforter. So this could be, the mother to your children. This could be your own mother. This could be the mother, meaning Gaia, right? Goddess energy. The energy of the moon, the energy of the earth that is very nurturing, that Empress energy that's very supportive of you. That could be something that you're connecting in with more and more here, is that nurturing energy. It's funny, when I read Surrender to Complete Healing, I said, be that loving, compassionate, but it's actually, you already are that. You're used to being that. You're used to being the one that's providing, that's giving. Now it's time for you to receive. Now it's time for you to receive that nurturing energy, for you to align with the right people, that can assist you with your goals and assist you with creating these shifts in your experience, living a healthier lifestyle, or living a life that is not as stressful. A big message, a big spiritual message is learning how to surrender. It's not easy to do, right? But it is helpful to do out in nature. Like, it's helpful to do, when you are surrounded by beauty, when you are feeling supported and loved, in a space where you feel supported and loved. Speaking of, we also have for your blessings coming through for your intuitive messages is messages from spirit, and it says you are loved. Okay, so you're receiving loving messengers from spirit, and a lot of messages from your loved ones on the other side, that are very supportive of you, your guides. This can come in the form of butterflies, animals, nature, even, cloud gazing. It can come from even like actual messages that you see or what people express to you, right? But there's a lot of love that's coming in. I feel like you're opening up to source love. You're opening up to the universal love, to that unconditional love, because you've been such, a source of love and support and nurturing for others. Now it's time for you to receive that love and support, okay? When it comes to the love messages, we have the Six of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. So balance is returning to your love life. You could be receiving some sort of gift where someone makes their intentions very clear with you, crystal clear with you with the Ace of Swords. Some of you might have secret admirers that are, if you're not with anyone right now, that are kind of coming out of the woodwork with that Ace of Swords energy. Okay, someone might want to ground in a connection is another message that's coming through. Okay, and we also have this let me love you. So someone might desperately want to love you here, Gemini. Again, your whole message is receiving love, okay? Surrendering and receiving love, receiving healing, allowing yourself to be nurtured by others, right? Allowing yourself to receive. You might be with a Virgo or connect with a Virgo or align with the Virgo energy, because that was, kind of Virgo's message coming through very strong too. But that was about like self-love, self-unconditional love. So yeah, maybe check that video out as well. But yeah, someone wants to love you here. Okay, it's let me love you. So some of you might have a very, high wall when it comes to love and relationships and letting people in, but it could be that you kind of surrender that, with the right energies or the right people in the right spaces and places to open up and to receive that love, right? So there's transformation, there's healing, there's alignment, there's the tables turning in the best way for you here, Gemini, where you get to receive now. You don't always have to be the provider. Now, when it comes to your career, your business, we have the blessing of the fourth house foundations. So you're going to feel like things are really strong. Okay. You're going to feel strong in who you are with that foundation, trusting in your path, trusting in what you're creating and building here. Okay. It feels like you've created and built something for yourself, whether it's within yourself, within your career, within your business, that is incredibly strong. Is something that you're proud of the foundation that you have created, right? You're proud of the connections that you've made. You're proud of the work that you do. Okay, it's built with integrity. It reminds me of the tarot, right? The Tower card is when like a lightning bolt is striking a tower and it's crumbling because it wasn't built with a firm foundation. But that's something either you're strengthening, you're receiving blessings. That could be professional assistance. You could be receiving support for that for like your business. But you're creating such a solid and strong foundation where you have this trust, in your career, this trust in yourself, this trust in what you have created and built here for yourself. And I feel like this foundation you created for yourself is also, opening up to new opportunities and doorways too. Now, the inner child blessing that we have for you, Gemini, is imagination. Envision a new reality. Give yourself permission to dream. Believe in unlimited possibilities. Okay? So you're freeing up your imagination. You're freeing up your visualizations. Some of you, it's like your crown chakra as well, could be activated here. But it's like you're daring to dream again, right? You have the space and time now to open up and to get to play with your imagination and get to play with creating a new reality. Maybe it's for the world. Maybe it's for your own timeline for yourself. Maybe it's manifesting. But it says give yourself permission to dream too. So you might have been so busy and so busy providing for others and helping others that you didn't have the space and time to do this. But like as a child, this could have been something that was you really had that creative mind and you had a very creative imagination. And now as an adult, you can apply that in ways to help you manifest, to help you, bring these ideas, these dreams into physical form, into physical reality. So you've had this gift all along, Gemini, but it was just kind of creating and surrendering to peace and having that space and time to be able to connect in with that creative self again. And to connect in with that belief. Okay? So that is what I have for you, Geminis. Receive what aligns, release what doesn't. Take the best care of yourself, and I will see you soon.